So I figured I would do these videos a little bit different. I mean, you look at all these videos, they're all chalk. They give you the same information you can get by reading every single, I don't know, blog post, every post by banks, every single video. It's all chalk. It's all stuff you can read. It's just about how you attain it differently. Some work, some don't. So I wanted to do a video on how do you get a mortgage for a second house. And I was like, well, you know, you can go through the same thing. Is it going to be an investment property? Is it a vacation property? Is it a permanent residence? And go through all that. But I'm going to go from my own experience, my own perspective. Right now, I'm currently looking into buying a second home, using my first home as a rental property. But it's in another state. Now, if I had gone to the bank and said, listen, I want to buy a second home, it's the next town over, and I'm going to use it as a permanent resident, and my first home is going to be a rental property, no problem. They will give me, so long as I qualified, so long as they'll go through the same things you did for your first loan on a house, debt to income ratio, or provide every document ever, as long as you can actually afford it. You're going to go through all the same things you did again. But the difference is, they want to know that you can afford two mortgages. Fine, well and good. But my second property is going to be in another state. Now that state happened to be, I'm in New Jersey and it's in Pennsylvania. So that state happens to be where we're trying to go is an hour and 10 minutes. So here is the bank's problem. The bank's problem is they're thinking I am buying an investment property in PA and keeping my own house just normal, but I'm hiding it under the umbrella of I am moving there to make it my permanent resident so that they don't get to charge me the requirements for an investment property. So it would be 20% down, it would be higher interest rates, it would be more upfront costs. They want to charge me all that and they feel like they're not getting played. But here's my thing, right? The heck does it matter to you? You're still making a crap load of interest on that house. So long as I can afford that house, I don't understand what it matters. You just want to make a little bit more money. I get it. Fine. But the thing is, here's the thing. I'm actually moving to PA and I'm going to keep my first house as an investment property. So now the burden is on me to prove that's what I'm going to do. How do you prove something in the future? So this is what I went through. I had to write them a letter and sign it saying that's what I was going to do and my reasons for it. Then that wasn't enough. So I was like, okay. So then I had to end up getting a letter from my employer stating that I was going to do this. And I legit asked the underwrite. I'm like, listen, I know what you're trying to do, what you're trying to eliminate, but none of this eliminates anything. I can literally have anyone from my job sign something on a letterhead that says I'm going to do this. So what you're doing is you're taking someone else's word over mine. If that's what you need, fine, go ahead. But that's what you're going to have to do if you're trying to buy another house in another state. You're going to have to prove that you're actually going to make that your permanent resident, or else they're going to jack up your rates. They're going to try to make you put more down and all that fun stuff. So you're going to go through the same thing as your first house, but you're going to have to do a little more to prove. Or maybe the underwrite won't care that day. It's still just a job to them. So maybe they won't care that day. Maybe they won't have anything to prove, and they'll just take your word at face value. But in order to, I have to do all the same stuff that everyone does, but then I have to provide extra things that says I'm actually going to move. And everything that I'm providing for them is just word from someone else. So they don't trust you. They trust some random other person that's not giving them, their social security number, all their banking information, all their taxes information. Not that guy that's giving you all that information to review. You're trusting some random person you don't know and going through it like that. So if you're going to get a second house and it's better to make it your permanent resident. And they are sort of right. They are right in this respect. I am going to use it as a rental property, but that doesn't make it okay for them now to do it, because I am going to live in the house for a year. I'm going to live in whatever house we get, fix it up, and then refinance it, cash out, refinance it, and then go buy another house. But living in the house gives me the same abilities to do the work myself And that way we get the lay of the land and we get to rent it out. They don't know that. They might want to assume, but they don't know that's what I'm going to do. Now, it doesn't matter if that's what I'm going to do, because once I'm in there, once I'm loaned out, once I've got everything, they don't care. Like, they don't care what I do with my current house. They don't care if I rent it out or not. Whatever. You already went through the process. So the same process that I'm going to do there is the same process I did in my first house, just that I stayed longer. So long as I meet that requirement, it should be easy. But sometimes they make it hard for no reason. But that's why you go to two, three, four of them just to see what everyone says. And the third one will be the person that says, you know what, screw it. You've paid all your bills on time. You got good credit. Boom, boom. Let's go. That's exactly what I had to do. So you always want to search around to get the best rates. If you have any questions, if you have anything you want to, if you're in the process of getting another house, another home or property you're going to use later, and tell me that process. Tell me where you are in the comments. Tell me what you had to go through. Make sure to like, subscribe. I really should say that in the beginning of the video. I don't remember. I just like to get into the video. So that's the process that I'm going through for my second house. That might be the process a lot of you have to go through, minus the proof. Who knows? This is investing for parents. All you parents out there, go get something. Go buy something. Go invest in something. See you next time.